You are now tuned into Serial Killaz podcast, where we provide the cereal and you bring the bowl. With your two hosts.
Yo, welcome to Serial Killaz podcast. It's your boy Jay Mazur.
Hollywood Rock in the building.
Just follow my nose. It's always nose.
Tricks are for kids, silly rabbits.
They're great. You better eat that damn cereal. You ain't got no damn milk. Ain't that, I bet you. When I was coming up, we didn't have milk, cereal, a bowl to eat in. Don't care what kind of milk it is. You don't care. 2%, 3% buttermilk, patent milk. Hold a cow in a patent milk can. I bet you eat that too. What's wrong with you?
All right, I eat it.
Now, the Serial Killaz podcast.
Yo, what up? Welcome to Serial Killaz podcast. It's your boy Jay Mazur.
It's your boy Hollywood Rock in the building.
Yo, and we got an amazing guest, one of the biggest activists of the civil rights movement, the one who popularized Black Power, you know, the one and only Mukasa DaDa, a.k.a. You already know what the vibe is.
Mukasa.
Yes, sir.
So, your real name is Willie Ricks.
No, my real name is Mukasa, and my white man name is Willie Ricks. Like if your last name Jones, that means you're Jones nigga from the Jones plantation. Name Smith, Smith nigga from the Smith plantation. When they brought us from Africa, they cut our tongues out, we spoke our African language, and forced their names on us. And they bought us off the slave ships, and like you buy a piece of bread and whatever they bought belonged to them. So when they bought us off the slave ship, they gave us their names. Their history, their culture, their language.
And you from Tennessee, right?
I was born in Tennessee. I'm from Africa.
From Africa. I like
all
that.
Black people from Africa. We come from Africa, the richest land in the world, full of diamonds, gold, oil, rubber, zinc, tea, copper, pearl, cobalt, manganese. Everything is in Africa. The best herb in the world. Everything is in Africa. We gave the world mathematics, science, chemistry, and then biochemistry, nuclear physics, law, philosophy, music, medicine, art. Mathematics started in the Congo. We gave the world mathematics.
Man, that's why probably a lot of us is good at mathematics.
Now, they make you scared of it because they falsely teach it to you. Mathematics is the most simplest thing in the school. It's just a matter of following the process. But the people that teach it, they don't follow no process, and they half teach it to you, and they make mathematics look like a boogeyman, because if you don't have mathematics, you can't be an engineer, you can't be a science, you can't be a doctor. Mathematics is the basis of all knowledge.
So you don't like the term African American is what I'm getting.
No, I'm not an American. The Europeans came here from Europe, killed the original people that was here, the native people. They called them Indians, but they were the native people of this land, Aztec, Mayas, and whatever they called themselves, on the great nations they had built. And when they came here, they killed them and named the country after a white man named America's Vespucius. And that so they're not American. The Europeans.
Oh, they named the country
after a white man named from one of them way out countries of in Europe, and named the country after him, and called themselves American. But they're nothing but British, Dutch, Portuguese, and just regular old Europeans on somebody else's land. This is what's called a settler colony. They go to your land, kill the people that was on the land, take the land, destroy your history, destroy the people, and then rename the country, create their own language on the country, and they settle here and live here just like it was supposed to belong to them. Like these white folks here from Europe, this ain't their land. They killed the native people and took the land.
So do you speak other languages?
I know how to say hello, this and that, and a bunch of other languages.
Oh, okay.
When you go to another country, you listen and you pick up on languages. The one language I don't speak is English.
Okay, so how did you get, like, I know you just didn't, just get there. As a kid, because I did my homework, and it said, for you, and I could tell you highly intelligent, but you dropped out in the 7th grade.
That's what made me intelligent, because I couldn't, all that European shit wouldn't go in my head. When they started teaching about Columbus, Lincoln, Washington, Jefferson, the Pilgrims, and the national anthem and the old say, can you see, and all that bullshit, that wouldn't go in my head. So I didn't want to learn it, but I did learn mathematics and those kinds of things. I was pretty good at that. But so And the real reason I really dropped out of school is that I couldn't see the board. I couldn't see, and they didn't realize that until they had flunked me 2 times. By the time they flunked me and passed me to the 7th grade, I didn't want to hear that bullshit. So I went to school, started running the streets and doing other kinds of things, went in the pool hall, hung in the pool halls, and those kinds of things, and had nothing else too much more to do with school.
So how you get into, when did you meet John Lewis?
Well, I met John Lewis when the City and Movement started. We all 3 blacks, I think 3 students. 3 students from A&T went down to the Woodwork. That was a white folks' restaurant or store downtown, and they had lunch counters in those places, and they went in there and sit down where the white people sit. At that time, we supposed to go in the back door, say yes to all white people. If they have somewhere for us to sit, it'll be in the back on a bench, or they have a little window cut out in the back, and you go knock on that one, and they'll pass you some food or something out the back. And we're supposed
out the back of the restaurant.
Yeah, or they have a little bench, a little small area that's marked for blacks, or they have a little bathroom in the back somewhere said for color, and that we're supposed to go in the back doors and all that. And so in 1961 or 1960, 3 students from A&T went down to the Woodwork, and they sit down where the white people sit, and they were put in jail. When they put them in jail, the word got out, so all the students all over the country, just like when people protest what Israel doing to Palestine, committing genocide on those people, those so-called Jews, killing those people and committing genocide on them, and they put them in jail, and then all the college students started demonstrating, and that's the same thing that happened with the City and Movement. So it spread it all over the South. Everybody started demonstrating and going out there confronting white people, saying we ain't going in the back door, we ain't scratching where we don't itch, we ain't bowing down to white people, we ain't moving off the sidewalk when a white man walk by, we ain't turning our head when a white woman walk by, and all that old bullshit. And that and we're going to sit where we want to. So we started going in them stores, sitting in. That was called the City and Movement, and it spread it all over the South, all over everywhere. People were sitting in, and so I went and jumped.
And to the people that don't know, explain the City and Movement.
City and Movement is when black folks went and sit down in places that was marked for white people only.
Okay.
And they used to put them, go to the theater. The white folks be down in the theater, and they had a place upstairs for black people. So we always had to go in the back door. So we said, damn that, and we started going sitting in. Started sitting in. They started putting us in jail, beating us, spitting on us, kicking us, and jailing us and whatever. And that's how the City and Movement spread it. And I got in that movement and started demonstrating and protesting. And before you know it, I was marked a sit-in, leading the civil rights movement. And then me and John Lewis, a lady named Ella Baker, all the students were demonstrating and protest. A lady named Ella Baker, who worked with Dr. King, and she used to work with the NAACP too, and she used to travel through the South whenever they would lynch black people and kill black people, and all for other forms of injustice that they do, just like they did Trayvon, and hanging us from trees. She would go and investigate it.
Have you ever like witnessed a lynching or know someone that got lynched?
Oh yes, I've known people that got lynched. They work with me. They've tried to lynch me on many occasions. Wow. And I've had to run for my life. I've been shot and all that kind of thing. I had one brother that worked with me very closely. He was in Tuskegee, Alabama. His name was Sammy Young Jr., and he was working, trying to make it where black people could vote and all that kind of stuff. And we going in the front doors, and that was in Tuskegee. He went in the bathroom to say white only, and when he came out, a white man shot him in the head with a shotgun.
Oh, wow.
His name was Sammy Young Jr. And then in Birmingham, where we had civil rights demonstration and marching and what have you, going, sitting in and saying we have a right to go in the front doors and whatever, they put a bomb in the church and killed 4 little black babies on Sunday morning. And then we formed an organization called SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And John Lewis was one of the chairmen. That Marion Barry was the first chairman. And then McDougall.
Marion Barry, the one D.C., the one that got caught doing the cocaine?
No, the one who ran for mayor, took all the money in D.C., built hundreds of black business, spent all the money in the black community, created business, created engineers, gave BET money where they could get farm, and he did everything to help the people in Washington, D.C. That's why they loved him so much, and the United States government hated him so much because he's spending his money, not stealing, using drugs, and being a crooked politician like Bush and Biden and all the rest of them devils.
And see, I didn't.
I know. And then
I didn't know all that
and
part.
So they went at him, and he did a couple of things that might hurt himself, but he didn't hurt his people. He loved them, and the people loved him. He gave all the children in Washington, D.C. a job, and some of them job was just playing basketball in the backyard, washing dishes at home, cleaning up their room. They got a salary from the students, from the mayor of Washington, D.C., Marion Barry. He's the best mayor and the best politician this country ever had. That's why they spent $10 million on a girl, gave her some cocaine, and put cameras in the room, told him to come in the room, and she tried to say, you get this, if you do this, just do it one time. Come on, do it. I'm going to give it to you, do it. And he took it and held it up, and they had cameras, and that's when they busted the door open and busted him. But he was one of the greatest mayors that ever exists. All the rest of these politicians hurt their people. He might have hurt himself some, but he definitely didn't hurt the people. Long live Marion Barry.
Okay,
Man.
I got, for the viewers, like, for those who don't know, what was your upbringing like?
My upbringing was just like yours. Mama, daddy, he ran most of all y'all dad off. Then broke up the woman and the man, broke up the family. But back in them days, I had a family and cousins and uncles and that kind of thing. And I grew up in a black community. And that my mom and daddy was from Alabama. I used to go down there and pick cotton, chop cotton and pick cotton and make $3 a day, work 12, 15 hours a day. My mama
How hard was it chopping cotton or picking cotton?
You worked in the sun from sun up to sundown out there chopping cotton. It was hell. And that's what our people had to do. Matter of fact, they brought you from Africa and made you work in the fields all day and all night. They had a saying, white folk used to say, change the mule, but don't change the nigga. Work the mule a half a day, work a nigga half all day. And those are the kind of things that they did to us. They had us in the field, they beat us, they killed us. They would take the biggest African back in the day before I was born, back in slavery. They'd take a big man like Jay and cut him up in little pieces and then make all the other African slaves eat some of them.
Oh, wow.
With all this going on, like, what kept you sane, though, from witnessing all this type of traumatic situation?
We ain't sane. Matter of fact, I ain't sane. I'm crazy as hell. I'm African. I don't speak my language. I don't know my culture. I don't have identity. I don't have control of the richest land in the world, full of diamonds, gold, oil, rubber, zinc, tea, copper, pearl, cobalt, manganese. I'm living under these white folks. They rob me every day, rob me for light bill, gas bill, water bill. They rob me for food, rob me for medicine when I get sick, rob me in the drugstore, drug me in the candy store, and all that kind of thing. And anybody got to live under these white folk, Democrats or Republicans, they are mentally ill. Black people are mentally ill. Just think, if you see a dog, even though he look pretty good, and he be a big, strong dog, German, whatever shepherd he is, or whatever dog he is, a big dog, and you walk up to that dog walk up to you and you say, hey, dog. He said, meow, meow, meow. He said, what in the hell wrong with that dog? And so we are Africans, and we speak in English. We speak in German, the white folks from Germany. We speak in Portuguese, the white folks from Portuguese. They beat us and killed us and murdered us, speak their language. We supposed to be speaking Mandingo. We Mandingos. We Zulus. We Warlords. We and many other tribes of Africa. We have tribe mean big family, big nations, and we built great nations. And where our nations and tribe was so great that one tribe, the Dogon people, they were going traveling from planet to planet. We gave some tribe in the Congo started mathematics. Then some tribe in that same area, Mali, they're the one built the first university in the world. In another area of Africa, in Kemet, we gave the world God and nation. In the other places in Ethiopia, we were the first people to write hieroglyphics. We were the first people to write. And so we gave the world civilization. We developed the world. In Africa, we had so much gold, we didn't steal gold. We got caravans of gold, just went out and gave it to nations, gave it away. In Namibia, wasn't no rocks on the ground, diamonds laying everywhere. And when the Germans heard about it, the white folks heard about it, they came there and killed everybody in the country and took the diamonds to Germany, and that's how Germany got billions of dollars, became a rich, rich nation. That's how British became a rich, rich nation. That's how the United States become a rich, rich nation, build cars and got great factories and computers. Like, for example, this electronics we here using, there's a mineral called coltan. And the reason this thing don't shock you when you touch it, or your lights don't shock you, or the electronics in your car don't shock you, or electronics that make airplanes and missiles and make all of the world work and give lights and electronics out, it's a mineral called coltan. And that mineral is found in the Congo. And in the Congo, it's very, very rich. It's the richest place in the world, full of diamonds and gold.
How you been over there?
Yeah, I was in the Congo, and they had a great leader named Lumumba. His name was Patrice Lumumba. And the Belgians came there, and when the Belgians came there, King Leopold, you probably heard that white devil, cracker, Leopold killed over 60 million Africans.
Okay.
And then when he killed 60 million Africans, he would make all them Africans go out and work and gather rubber leaves off the rubber tree. You know, rubber come off trees. And gather rubber off rubber trees and diamonds and gold and other rich and bring to the white man where he could put it on boats and send it to Europe. If the Africans didn't work hard enough, they cut their hands off, cut their feet off, cut their ears off. And that millions of people had no hands and no feet or no ears. They cut the whole, you go out and work, and you didn't work hard enough, cut your whole family's hands off or feet off, and babies and everything. And this is what they did. Crazy, and then they had us enslaved, the white man on our land, they had us in slavery, and we had started fighting for independence and freedom. And in Ghana, a man named Kwame Nkrumah, he organized and told the white man to get out. And they ran them out of Ghana, and Ghana became the first independent nation in 1957, where black people now ruling. But prior to then, there was a revolution in Haiti in 1804. It was led by Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, and the great religious man Bookman. He used voodoo. And they fought against Napoleon. You heard that, white boy.
I'm a Haitian, so I know exactly what you're talking
about. Yeah, you know that little white boy, Napoleon. Napoleon's been a great warrior for the Europeans, go around killing and murdering people all over the world. Well, in Haiti, they sent him to Haiti, and he was in Haiti with the French, and the Africans down in Haiti beat the hell out that white boy and beat the hell out the French, and that's how they got free and independent and became a powerful, strong nation that stood strong for over 115 years. They were the only black nation that was free, and Toussaint told black people anywhere in the world, if you come to Haiti, you will be free. And then he sent out people all over, go around the world, go out and fight and give them guns and fight and free your country. He gave them to the brothers and sisters from Nicaragua, from Venezuela, from Cuba, and all down through South America, even so-called Indians from the Aztecs and the Maya people. Okay. And those great kingdoms, sent them back. Go fight go fight these white people that's on your land. And gave them guns and sent them. And he said, you don't owe me nothing, but the only thing I ask you is when you get free in Venezuela and those other countries down there, all I ask is you free the African, free the black man. And today, they're getting free, and they're freeing black people. They even building in Venezuela, they're building a statue of Toussaint right as we talk today. But the Haitians stood free, and then the United States invaded them over 20 times. And matter of fact, they just sent troops down there from this Uncle Tom nation in Africa, Kenya, and this punk president they got, where they fighting in the streets right now. They just burned down the government building there where the president's supposed to be. They just burned it down. They got soldiers in the streets shooting black people.
What president?
Dead. In Kenya, the president of Kenya. Okay. And they fighting. And he had agreed with the United States to take some money and go to and send the soldiers to Haiti and fight the Haitians for the United States. And he agreed with the white boy who come over there and steal diamonds and gold and all, and then tell us we owe them money. and they said, you owe us so much money, and they stealing from Africa now, stealing our diamonds and gold. They wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for Africa. You owe us, and now in order to pay us, you gotta cut back on the food people can eat, cut back on the lights they can have, cut back on the food they can eat, go up on the food where it be so high they can't afford it. Even the women that get napkins for periods, cut that out. Don't let them have no napkin. Just let them bleed and all that kind of stuff. Cut back on medicine the people can get and let the people die when they get sick. And he agreed to it. And all the people started demonstrating against him. Now they're trying to run that Uncle Tom out of town. And we're going to have to run all the Uncle Toms in the world out of town. And not only run them out of town, but we probably have to kill about 100 million Uncle Toms, and we call them neo-colonialists.
Now, where did a term Uncle Tom come from?
I don't know about the term Uncle Tom, but it's really neo-colonialism. These people work for the enemy, and they operate for the enemy. They be the mayor, they be the police, they be whatever, and they hold guns on their own people. They lie to their own people. They trick the people and keep the people in slavery, where the big companies come in and continue to take out all the natural resources, the diamonds, the gold, the oil, the silver. Neo-colonialism.
Because I heard that Venezuela don't get along with the United States. Is
Venezuela got oil down there. They kicked the United States out. They kicked Europe out. And the great leader Hugo Chavez and now Maduro and the party down there. They're a big, they got a good revolutionary party government, and they have kicked them all out. And now they got oil. United States got an embargo on the country, trying to keep them from being able to survive and make them poor. Because when Hugo Chavez was in power, they sold people a tank of gas for a nickel. A nickel a gallon. United States put an embargo on them, made them so poor that they had to go up to $5, $6 a gallon just and cut them back where they could get food. All they could have a little rice and some beans. I was down there eating rice and beans, and plantains grow wild in the trees, so he plenty plant them. They grow coffee, but they took guns and they fought. And Nicaragua did the same thing, and now they got their government, now they got the oil, now they got the coffee, now they running the government, and the one force they told to get off our land. We ran them out. We picked up guns and ran them out. The way we got them out of Venezuela, we picked up the gun and ran them. The way we got them out of Cuba, we picked up guns. Castro picked up guns and ran them out. The way we got them out of Ghana, we picked up guns and ran them out. The way we got them out of South Africa, we picked up guns and ran them out. The way we got them out of Vietnam, we picked up guns and ran them out. The way we got them out of Iran, we picked up guns and ran them out. And the way we're going to get them out of Palestine, we picking up guns and run them out. Our people are picking up guns and weapons all over the world. They coming to know that Africa is their land. They coming to know that Venezuela is their land. And this imperialism that they operate with is raping the world. And now we must all come together and build a worldwide army, and we must defeat them. And we as Africans, don't care where you are, if you're dark, black, like me and you, your roots, your ancestors come from Africa, and you'll never be free until your land is free. Like, for an example, the Chinese couldn't be free if they didn't have China. Koreans couldn't be free if they couldn't have Korea. But everybody's named after the land they come from. We African,
that's true.
Africa. Chinese, China. Koreans, Korea. Vietnamese, Vietnam. Russia. And they call us black. What is black? Black ain't no color. Black ain't nothing.
Sure,
and then call us American. That's a little white boy somewhere in the European. They give us all different names. Make you hate your hair. You got bad hair. Ain't no damn bad hair. We got the best hair in the world. Only hair in the world will break a comb. And we got the best nose in the world. Women got the pretty lips in the world. Only lips in the world you get kiss and get a cushion. Got some cushion lip. Women, but look at I remember when you used to make the black woman wear a girdle. She holding it down, and when she wear a girdle, they don't want her that African to move, and she walking around with a girdle on, and the black woman, the African woman, is the only woman in the world. Look just as good walking away from you as she do coming up to you. Well, she's heaven. She have heaven in her arms.
I see you pump your fist a lot. How do you come up with the term black power?
Because the white folk was kicking our ass so much and beating us, killing us, lynching us, stealing us from Africa, putting us on slave ships, and stealing our diamonds, gold, oil, rubber, zinc, tea, copper, Harrison slavery all over the world, making it go in the back doors and all this other shit we're going through, and that we was out there fighting, and it's only natural that you say you need power. And that's common sense. And you're black, you're African, we need African power, and which is black power. And in order to have power grows out of the barrel of a gun, Mao Zedong said, in order to have power, you have to have a gun and have to have an army and take your power. Okay. And then if you're going to have power, you got to have land. Land is the base of our power. Africa is our land. And when we control Africa, we will control the world, because the whole world will have to come bow down to us. If they want a factory or industry or anything else, they got to come bow down to us. It was the Africans that went around the world and spread in mathematics, science, chemistry, engineering, biochemistry, nuclear physics, and everything, educated and brought the world up. We gave the world God, monotheism. The first God in the world was an African woman. Jesus' name wasn't no damn Jesus. That was a Haru and Aset in Egypt, in Kemet. And you can Google Haru, H-E-R-U or H-O-R-U, whatever, and you'll see. Or you can Google Amen Ra, who gave the world monotheism, the belief in one Almighty God. We taught the world that there was a God, A-M-E-N Ra, R-A. Google that on the phone. Google AAPRP, or organization that'll show you what the world revolution is. Google SNCC, that we started the Black Panther Party.
I was just
Black
about to say,
Power
you
movement.
and
Me and Kwame Ture, we started, man, and the SNCC people.
Okay.
We started the Black Panther Party, bought Huey Newton and all them other Black Panthers in, trained them, gave them weapons, and sent them out to fight, and told them, we're not your leaders, you are the leaders, and let them be the leaders, and send them out to be warriors. And most of the Black Panther Party was warriors, and most of them attitude, they really wanted to be like me, because I'd already been out there fighting with guns and weapons and all that.
When I did my homework, they was saying how militant you was.
Yeah, militant. I'm not militant. I'm just a humble little brother that tell the truth. Right. Somebody rape you and you say they raped me, yeah, that make you militant. Somebody rob you of your diamonds, your gold, your oil, your silver, and you say we just got robbed. Somebody put you in slavery, and you say you got me in slavery. You murdering me and all over the world, killing people all over the world. And then if I tell it, then I'm a militant? No. It's just common sense. Anything that speak out against them, they call it militant and all that mess. Right. They are the criminals of the world. The United States, as Martin Luther King said, the United States is the #1 criminal nation of the world. They're the greatest perpetrator of violence of the world. And Malcolm made it clear the only way you're going to deal with them is revolution. We got to form our organization, form our movement, form our forces, and come together ideologically. That means your mind, because they're going at your mind. That's why we act crazy and whatever. Go at your mind. Sit down and learn. History is your greatest weapon. Start learning your African history. Start learning your greatness. Learn what's on your land. Learn who your freedom fighters are. Look at Kwame Nkrumah and Lumumba and all the rest of them. And you look at all your history going back tens of thousands of years, and you'll see who you are, you'll see what you have done, and then you'll know what you can do. The only way you can know your future is to know your path. You are an African, and when you look at African history, you will see your history 1,000 years ahead.
So what do you feel about like the day in this day, like would you think like sit-ins and stuff like that working with the police shooting African people? What you think about that, and what you think about Trump and Biden?
Well, I go. First of all, the police ain't nothing but slave catchers, and their job is to hold us down, hold the slaves in order, keep the slaves from speaking out, being who they are, and to hold us down as a people. And that's why they got to create the police department, and that's what their job is, and to put us on the slave ship. Jails and prisons ain't nothing but slave ships, and to put us in them slave ships, and we need to burn down all the police stations, burn down all the jails, burn down all the prisons, and put all the judges and politicians and governors on trial for criminal behavior, and most of them would probably face the death penalty for what they have done to mankind, men, women, and children. And this is what we must fight. And that Biden and good, ain't no such thing. They're just two devils, and they ain't nothing but two men that's part of a system. And the system is much bigger than Joe Biden and whatever. Joe Biden is a half crazy, man don't know his ass from his toe, and Trump is a dumb motherfucker too, and that they don't know nothing, and then what they do is put them up there in front of them, but the system is what's running the government. The military is running the government, and they just go in and give them a script to say every day and just use them as a front man. This is your president, but they so dumb, they're nothing. So we ain't talking about no individuals. We talking about a system.
So you don't do the voting thing?
Oh, fuck. I made it where they could vote. I took the vote, went out there and got killed. My friend Cheney, Swan, and Goodman, they got killed. They got blowed up. Mary Evans got shot in the back. And they blew us up, shot us, but we wasn't shot fighting for no vote. We were fighting to get out the situation we in. And once you fight to get out of a situation, if that situation don't work, you go to the next situation. And the situation that, how did the Chinese get free? They was like in the shape that we in, while the Chinese had a revolution. They had to kill 50 million of their own people because they were Uncle Toms. And get rid of them. Think like the enemy. Serve the enemy. Do what the enemy want them to do. They got rid of them. And now China is one of the most powerful nations in the world. They done whooped everything to get in front of them. Now they got nuclear weapons. They got an army that's marching forward, taking everything back that was taken from them thousands of years ago. Every acre, every drop of water, everything, they're taking it back and say to the United States, you're nothing. You're a puppet and you're going to fall. You're coming down.
So with that being said, like let's backtrack what you said on Martin Luther King. So you met Martin Luther King. You was running the streets with him. What was it like meeting him or even work alongside with him?
He was just a freedom fighter, just like working beside you. No different. Working and fighting for justice for our people, and everybody out there in the streets, in the alleys, on the corner, mom and dad, cousin, all them brothers and sisters out there, y'all are freedom fighters, and that we all we got, and he was just a freedom fighter, no different. Me and him used to go and party and hang out at the nightclub and do dance.
Martin Luther King?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow. That's the type of part I want to hear. Yeah, that's the type of part I want to hear.
Dance a little bit, and
he was regular.
He used to do the jerk, try to be cool. Him and Andy, Abernathy, all of us, we used to do that. And then some of them go out and he'd take a little drink here and there and whatever.
Did women's, this is a different type of question. I like to ask different questions. Did women come around just because the way y'all was strong and held everything together and y'all was so into the civil rights? You know, sometimes women get attracted to that.
Yeah, we were bad. We were bad. We was kicking ass. We come to struggle. When we come to a town, the whole town fall down. The white folks come with their guns, and we bring another army in with their guns, sticks, bombs, and whatever. And we were warriors. And of course, the women gonna love us. That's part of it. Yeah. And I was a great lover then. I'm 81. I'm a great lover now. And it's gonna be one. And I certainly hope the women keep coming at me. And if the women don't stop coming at me, I'm gonna be really disappointed. And I'm proud of every woman that I've been with. Ain't nothing wrong with being with a woman, and the woman gonna praise you and be with you and whatever. When you're a strong black man, they definitely come and try to influence you and be sweet and beautiful and all that. And I'm glad that Martin Luther King, I certainly hope he looked at the women. I know they looked at him. They love strong black men. And all them old punk-ass politicians, women gonna look at them. That's why they look at each other, damn sisters and whatever.
And right now, it's like, I know how society like Martin Luther King is. Like, is there something that like, I wouldn't say a secret, but something you know about Martin Luther King that no one else knows about?
Well,
like,
he kind of said he used to party, and you know what I'm saying?
But that's nothing. That's partying. Me personally, partying nothing. I'm like something deeper than that. You get what I mean?
The only thing I know about Martin Luther King, he was a great warrior. He fought for his people. He gave his life for his people. He faced bombs. He faced dynamite. He faced death. He faced beatings. He spit on them, kicks, and all that. And he took it, and then he kept getting educated and understanding what this revolution was. And before he died, he said the United States was the greatest perpetrator of violence. The United States was the enemy of the world. The United States have stole, robbed, raped, and committed all the crimes against black people. They bring in slavery and have done everything. And he began to expose them. And when he began to expose the United States government, the FBI, and all of them, so we got to kill them, got to get rid of of them. Same thing they said about Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and W.B. Du Bois and Paul Robeson and Lumumba in the Congo, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, Muammar Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and my brother in North Korea with the nuclear bomb. I love him.
Yeah, and when you said about Martin Luther King get spit on, shout out to my boy High, because he had this lyric. He was like, I'm more Malcolm than Martin. So how did you and Malcolm, like that ideology between you and Malcolm that you like?
Oh, Malcolm showed us the way. Malcolm explained the whole world to us and let us know that the little movement we was in was linked to not just the Shaft Atlanta or Fulton County, but it was part of a worldwide colonial imperialist movement that was taking place against us. And we were just one little force fighting here and one little force fighting here. But Malcolm said that you can't understand what's going on in Atlanta or what's going on in Mississippi and what's going on in Alabama unless you understand what's going on in the Congo, unless you understand what's going on in Eritrea, unless you understand what's going on in Namibia, unless you understand what's going on in Angola, what's going on in Vietnam, what's going on in Yemen, and what's going on in Palestine. And if you see what they're doing in Palestine and what they're doing all over the world, you understand what they're doing to you. And if you see what they do to get out of it and to get free and to get liberated, then you know what you got to do in order to get free and liberated.
Man, Mukasa, man, when I knew it was meant for us to meet, man, because I met him. And I was at the airport, Jay. I was at the airport, and I was just by myself. I was just chilling. He came over to me, and he said, "Hey, yo, man," he's like, "Your beard." He's like, "Nice beard." He's like, "My beard used to be that way." I said, "No." I was like, "It'll be blessed for my beard to look like yours one day. It'll get white." I hope, and when I know I'm gonna speak it into existence, that it is going to get there one day, because God gonna bless me. And I was like, man, and he was like, "Google me." And I was like, "Okay." And then I Googled him. I was like, "Oh. Okay, I was like, he didn't even know we had a podcast on things we do it." So I'm like, Googling him, and he's like, okay, and he's like, Google this person. I'm like, then I start seeing you just in the marches, and you next to Dr. Martin Luther King, and I was like, man. Then one thing that you did say that I like, you was like, man, you was like, I will come because I have all this knowledge. I can't keep it to myself. I had to give it out.
Well, I got information here now, and I want to give it to you where you can give it out and give it out to the world. And that, in terms of living, I'm 81 and living, but many of the great freedom fighters didn't live no longer than in Birmingham. They lived to get, their little girls lived to get 8, 9, 11 years old, I think. And Cheney, Swan, and Goodwin, all of them was under their 20s. And Medgar Evers was about 30-something. Malcolm was 39. Dr. King was 39. And many other thousands of freedom fighters, Lumumba and our brother in Tanzania, South Africa, Robert Sobukwe, Steve Biko, Kwame Nkrumah, and many others, and that they died young, but at the same time, they'll never die. Because when you tell the truth and work for the liberation of your people and work for the liberation of the human race, you never die. Matter of fact, you live forever, and the people will elevate you for thousands of years to come. That's why we give so much respect to Dessalines and Bookman and Toussaint Louverture, and even back much further.
Okay, and I got a couple more questions. Was you on the wanted list?
I've been on the FBI's most dangerous list for over 50 years, and I'm proud of it, and I'm going to be even more dangerous. I'm looking for anybody that's fighting against imperialism. I go join. We fight against the United States and their crimes they committed around the world. I helped the Vietnamese fight against the United States. I helped the Nicaragua. I helped El Salvador. I helped Guatemala. I helped Cuba. And I helped Angola, Mozambique, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Guinea-Bissau, and many other nations. Iran, Iraq. I was a friend of Saddam Hussein. I was a friend of Muammar Gaddafi. And all the freedom fighters. So they're all over the world, and that they are good people, humble people, and they fight imperialism until their last breath, but they will live forever in our thoughts, memories, and we will and our children will be born and be just like them for years and years to come.
Man, that's good, man. And you have kids?
I got 3 children.
So you done passed all this knowledge to them. How well has they took it?
Oh, they got it. I passed to them and all their friends and everybody. You know, I walk down the streets through the airport, and everybody I pass, I make university with. If I talk to them a minute, I try to give them so much information that it'll change their life and put them on the road to Pan-Africanism, put them on the road to understand scientific socialism, or economic system that give everybody a house, lights, gas, water, food, medicine, and if you all the diamonds and gold in the ground. Everybody have a interest in it. It belongs to the people and not to individuals. And so socialism give everybody free medicine, free education, daycare, no light bill, no debt, and get rid of all of that. And so I'm a socialist, and it's a socialist fighting against the capitalist imperialists. And so all the socialists in the world, so-called communists, what they call us, we're fighting, and we're going to take back everything, all the trees, all the bananas, all the mangoes, all the peanuts, all the diamonds, gold, and use that to create human happiness and human peace for the world.
And how did you feel about Obama?
Obama was a bum. He dropped more bombs on black people than white folk. He done nothing but white folks nigga. Fuck
Wow.
Damn, Obama.
You know, a lot of people ain't gonna like that you saying that about
Last thing
Obama.
Obama did as president was drop bomb on the Sudan. That's why they call him Obama. Because he had a black face, that don't mean a damn thing. You got black face all over the world, black armies. Matter of fact, United States just sent a black army down to Haiti to fight the Haitians for the United States.
Because of the gang and everything that's overrunning Haiti right now, it's like the gang is taking.
They call them gangs. They ain't doing nothing. The police is a gang. They overrun everybody. Think about the 500 years or 400 years that the French and the United States have raped and exploited the people down there and starved them to death and create death squads to kill them and all that. Going to bed hungry. That's terrorism. Whenever you send children to bed hungry, starving, and there's no refrigerator, no clean water, never seen a toilet, can't wash off because you ain't got nothing. Thousands and tens of thousands going out to the garbage can, to the junkyard every morning. Whole families going out there looking for a piece of bread or a bone or somebody on the left, and they sucking bone, going Carmen and McDonald's garbage can. Your family and children crying in the garbage can, looking for something that somebody might have left in a piece of paper and all that. That's the worst violence in the world, starving babies to death, starving people to death. And this is what Haiti has suffered all these years, and now they're getting a few guns, getting a few weapons, and standing up and running the United States out and telling them, matter of fact, Hillary Clinton went down there when they had the earthquake and got a non-government organization, NGO, and said send the money here, and they took up the money. She took more than $2 billion off the top, stole $2 billion from the poor, hungry people that was living under rocks. And
this I know, but this is what the news don't show. Because for people who don't know, the Clinton family took a lot from Haiti. A lot, bro.
And the United Nations sent soldiers down there, and they raped the little children, raped the women, just grab a woman and have sex too.
Hillary, I'm talking about the biggest devils, bro.
All of them, man. No, not just them. The whole capitalistic system is based on raping and robbing and taking from people all over the world. That's what the system is built on. Right. And that's what they do.
All right, now before we get out of here, now I see why you stopped going in 7th grade and then you end up teaching literacy to other people. But I see you still speaking to this day, and every chance you get speaking the knowledge and things, and like when you call me, it's like, what's going on, African? Like you still, you know what I'm saying? So you still do a lot of speaking engagements.
All the time. Matter of fact, speak all day long, every day. Everywhere I go, I saw you in the airport, I was speaking. I was on the airplane, I was speaking. I got on the ship not long ago and went on there, and everybody on there, I talked to them. When they left there, they were educated about Africa. I let them know we riding on the Atlantic Ocean on this ship, and in the bottom of that ship, they threw so many black folks overboard from Africa that the sharks in the sea would follow the spaceships wherever it would go, and that the bones and your ancestors in the bottom of that ocean right now, and when you hear that ocean saying, woo, woo, that's your ancestors calling you and letting you know that they're there and letting you know that it's time to fight and time to work for the liberation of your people. And Marcus Garvey say that even the dead people in the graves, in the bottom of the ocean, said one day they're going to rise up and they're coming up out of there. They're going to have flags, red, black, and green. Red for the blood, black for the people, and green for the land. And they're going to be fighting for the freedom and the liberation of Africa. We are marching forward with our newborn and with our ancestors and with all of us on the earth today. Pan-Africanism, we cutting together and get our minds into one, and we march forward like the Chinese or like the Venezuela or like our brothers and sisters in Cuba or like Fidel or like Che Guevara, Kwame Nkrumah, Lumumba. We march forward for our liberation, and we'll never stop until Africa is free and united and socialist and solving every problem that we ever had. And strong enough to say never again. We'll say,
man,
also,
and that's the way we go.
Yeah. Also, one last thing, man, listen.
Black power.
We already know that, like, the officials from Atlanta, DeKalb County, February 18th is official Mukasa Day. When they declared that day, your day, February 18th, what was that like? Like, what was your mindset with that?
I say bullshit. Bullshit. I don't want no. Hey, they can't fuck with my birthday and tie me to DeKalb County. DeKalb was an Indian killer. Them motherfuckers got all our people in jails and prisons and running a slave system, and then put my name with that bullshit. Hell no. I already got a day, African Day. And matter of fact, I'd rather for my name to be written inside of a jail or a prison, saying he burnt this motherfucker down. That's where I want my name to be, in the prison, in the jail, on the end of a bullet that they shoot, and whatever. I ain't interested in that bullshit. I'm interested in the liberation of Africa.
Man, okay,
my name is written on that missile that we be shooting at them at America and at France, at Germany. That's where you see my name. Man,
we love having you, man. Mukasa got all that knowledge, but we
Africa
can talk.
Must unite.
We can talk all week, man. We glad that you came through, man. We glad you came to bless us.
I'll be back.
Man,
Matter of fact, I ain't gonna have to come back because now you got to do it.
Oh yeah.
You carry Malcolm.
Yeah.
Dessalines.
Yeah.
You know Dessalines?
No, sir.
He was the president of Haiti. Leader of the Haitian Revolution, Dessalines. Toussaint Louverture.
I know exactly who that is.
I know, but you know who you are because that's who you are. You're the Haitian Revolution. You're the Haitian Revolution. You're the African Revolution. You're the Socialist Revolution, taking back your diamonds, your gold, your oil, and apples and oranges and pears and fruit to feed all the people. And you will re-educate them and educate them because they don't do nothing but miseducate. But now we will give them the true knowledge of our history, of our culture, and they will be inspired. And all the little folks they call gangs, they are armies. All the brothers in the red and the blue and the so-called gangs in Haiti and wherever they are found, they're coming together, and they will be our great generals and our armies. And the gang, the real nasty, no-loud gang, the governor, the senate, the congressmen, the police departments and all them bitches, they going down, down, down. Man. And we Africans are going up, up, up. Yeah. Revolution is the only way. And I want y'all to remember right now before I go, there's some brothers in Burkina Faso.
Okay.
You heard about Burkina Faso? Get on it.
Okay.
I heard about Mali and Niger.
Okay.
They have organized armies. Young people like you have taken over. 34 years old president in Burkina Faso. There was another president in Burkina Faso, his name was Thomas Sankara, and that he was giving all the people food and trying to really help his people. It's full of gold. Okay. And the French had put them in slavery, and they got one of his Uncle Tom buddies and talked him into shooting and killing the president. And they made him the president. He stayed president about 20 years until all the people got together and ran his ass out. And then some of his old young soldier children that was children when he got killed, they grew up and they was in the army, and they took guns and took over the army and turned it on the French, ran the French out, run the United States out, and they made the United States get rid of all their drones and armies and equipment in there, and now they got that equipment. They find drones. They got diamond factories and the industries where they getting ready to develop diamonds, won't let the white boys come take it, and they got a program now. We're running all of them out of Africa. So war is taking place in Africa today. But this brother name is, anyway, not Guinea-Bissau, that's another revolution. Guinea-Bissau has the PAIGC. You can Google PAIGC, and you'll learn about a great man named Amilcar Cabral and the revolution in Guinea-Bissau and the Cape Verde Islands. But this brother is in Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. These young brothers have taken power, and now we are taking power in Senegal, and we're going to run the French out, and we're waiting on pushing for the president to come on and tell them to get off our land. We're going to run them off, and all the other people that's got French in there, we're telling them to run them off, and when you run them off, run the United States off, but we're going to run the British and the Dutch and the Portuguese. All of them have committed murder and raped Africa, left Africa starving, and they done raped us 500 years, and they got nerve enough to say, you owe me $100 trillion. And they came out the cave. When they came to Africa, they didn't have a damn thing. All they had was Jesus in the Bible. They came over there and said, want you to pray with us. We had diamonds, gold, oil, rubber, zinc, tea, copper, pearl, copper. Will you pray with me? We shut our eyes to pray. We had plenty of diamonds and gold. They had Jesus in the Bible. And we prayed, they said, thank you, what we're about to receive. When we opened up our eyes, we had Jesus in the Bible. They had the diamonds, the gold, the oil, the silver, the copper, the pearl, the cobalt, and had us on slave ships. And the name of the first slave ship to bring us over here was called Slave Ship Jesus. Good Slave Ship Jesus. And you can Google that. And there's another little documentary that they put out called Goodbye Uncle Tom. There's a lot of information there, a lot of little history in there. It's good. Goodbye Uncle Tom, but you need to. And then there's another a documentary called The Battle of Algeria. Okay. And on Lumumba, there are many movies and documentaries on Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba. And then you look up Kwame Nkrumah, the AAPRP, and the Uhuru movement, UHURU movement. But there are many, PAIGC, the PAC, but there are many forces throughout the world.
Man, that's a good interview, man. If y'all want to get more in tune to Mukasa, he's gonna come back and we're gonna talk some more. But you Google him. When you Google him, you're gonna learn a lot, man. So
and I got a number I put out there too: 678-777-4361. Any of y'all want to send me a text or call me and talk about the revolution? I'm always ready. If you got an email, willyricks@comcast.net. willyricks@comcast.net. Send me a note saying what you think, and I'll tell you, and call me. I'll come to your neighborhood. You get 4, 5, 10 of your brothers together, 3 women and men, get them together, and we'll sit down and start talking about how we can get organized, because organization is the best weapon you could ever have, and you can't do it by yourself. Individuals can't do it. That's why we got to do it as a group. So you need to start sitting down with 10 people, and all y'all that drive cars, instead of just sitting driving the car, letting your mind run, start playing Malcolm X in your tape, and let Malcolm talk to you every day. Let other historians talk to you every day, where you can get all this white garbage out your head. Cut off ABC, CBS, NBC, and all that white garbage, and all them white toms reading the script. And otherwise, you ask me about Trump and Biden, they're twins. Both of them are European. Both of them work for imperialism. Both of them work for both of them want you in slavery. Both of them killing you. Both of them ain't nothing but killers of our people. So we don't look for no individuals. We look for the system. Yeah, brother.
All right, now Jay, go ahead and send us out, man. That's how y'all hit Mukasa up. Jay, send us out.
Y'all already know, Bob. It's your boy Jay Mazur. Welcome to Serial Killaz Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment with Mukasa. Black Power.
Black Power. We don't even need no cereal this episode because he gave us enough cereal in the bowl to study and eat. We out.
Y'all already know we out.
Africa must be free.
The Serial Killaz Podcast.